Morning. Just out here taking my paddle. It's a nice day today. A little bit breezy. Got a breeze coming from the north, so it's pushing me out to sea. But the current's coming in. Current's coming in still, so it should be about a wash between the current and the wind. It should be about a net zero, which is okay. I can handle that. Let's see. Sorry, I don't have a cell phone mount. Ooh. I may have to soak my shirt. It's kind of on the warm this morning. In the sun, there's no clouds at all. Let's see here if I can get this thing to hold. There we go. Boy, it's just perfect now. Anyway, yeah, nice day for the paddle. I try to get out every single day and do something in nature, either a walk or a bike ride or a good paddle. Whew, you're gonna have to excuse me. I gotta take this stuff off. I'm just too hot. Like my hair? Let me just soak my shirt here real quick. Put it back on. Hang on. It's when the natives come out and they say, "Wow, that guy really is white." Probably shine like a beacon out here. This is a lot more comfortable if you put on a wet shirt to just evaporate the heat off your body. There we go. Put that back on and then put this back on. I don't go anywhere out here without a float coat, just because sometimes when you're paddling, if you're really paddling hard and you get rolled over by a wave, it may be tough for you to get back in because you're going to be out of breath, and you got to be able to keep your head up. And if you're, trying to fight the current and hold on to your boat and find your paddle, you appreciate that extra buoyancy that a life jacket will give you. It doesn't really make you that much hotter to wear one, and it'll save your life. So I think it's definitely a good call. Don't be stupid and go out without a life jacket, because you might not come back. Check this out. Here's an abandoned ship. I always think that's cool to look at. You'd think they'd run out of room eventually on the edges of the river, because there's derelict ships all up and down the riverside here. But I guess they just the locals here have a fair amount of superstition about things like the spirits of the fishermen that worked in those boats, etc., etc. And I think they just leave them be. Sometimes they'll harvest some of the metalwork and stuff off of them, and the electronics, that kind of stuff, but they don't repurpose the hulls generally. They let them just go back to the ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And I think it's out of respect for the men that worked on the ship before. Most of the people that live down in this area where we're at are from families that have been here for many, many generations. So it's real common here to see extended families in one home. They'll have mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, aunts and uncles, cousins, great-grandparents, and then the new guys on the block, the babies. And they'll all live in one location together. Most of the younger guys, a lot of the younger guys get jobs working with their parents on the ships, you know, and the people that live right on the edge of the river, a lot of them are ship owners. So they'll have their dock out back and have 3 or 4 of their fishing boats that they base out of that location. And then they have, you know, 15, 20 guys per fishing boat that are locals in the area. A lot of those guys aren't Thai. Usually the owner will be Thai, the engineer will be Thai, and then the worker guys, the guys pulling the nets and setting the nets, are going to be Burmese guys that are willing to work freaking hard for not a whole lot of money, but it's a hell of a lot more money than they'd get next door in Burma. So in that regard, the neighboring folks from Burma kind of fill the role that the folks from Central America and previously Mexico have filled in the United States. They do all those jobs that are not real glamorous, but certainly are better than no job, which is what they'd have back home in Burma. Oh yeah, it's nice out. Wind isn't too stiff. I got onto a website, one of my forums that I read, last night, and in the past, if I mentioned my opinions on the current situation with the new world, you know what, and the perceived health crisis, it wasn't given a lot of attention. But now I was kind of surprised that, you know, I dropped a truth bomb, and I was expecting a lot of people to say, oh yeah, you're crazy, blah blah blah. No, the opposite. People came out of the woodwork in agreement, and also sharing their information. Check it out. Which bolstered the point I was making. I thought that was interesting. Look at all those birds up there. There's a dock. Let's go over there and check them out. It's kind of cool to see them flying around. Hang on, let me see if I can flip this thing around here. I don't know if I'm smart. 9 years of college, I can't figure this damn cell phone out. Hang on with me. I'll see if we can paddle over there. Get a better look without spooking them. That's probably 250 yards. Yeah, most of those fishing boats, the wooden ones, like are in Anya's neighborhood, they're about 75 footers. So they'll have a crew of about 15 to 20 on them, and they'll go out for, you know, a week to 10 days to sometimes longer. They have water tenders that go out and replenish their water if it's not during the rainy season. When it's the rainy season, check it out. When it's the rainy season, they can gather the water they need just by catching it with rain barrels. Look at these dogs over here. Hang on. Oh, are they gonna run away? There's a seawall. I gotta be quiet because they're just gonna spook. I'll flip this around. There's dogs walking on the seawall over here, just past the post. Those are wild dogs for the most part. I mean, they'll all report, all the dogs down here are semi-wild. Some people take them as pets, but but most of the people don't keep them exclusively. They let them just kind of roam. So the dogs will have visitors. They come and we have a couple of dogs that come by and visit us for an hour or so every day, and then they take off and go see their other families. But they get plenty of food for the most part, and they do get some, you know, if you see a dog that gets hit by a car or is obviously sick, people will rally together and do the best they can to get them medical treatment, which is a nice thing.